So about utilizing plant medicines on this journey into motherhood is a very, very personal kind of topic. A lot of people feel that I've met a lot of people who work with ayahuasca and they work with different kinds of herbs and things and in other kinds of entheogenic medicines, and as soon as they find out they're pregnant, they stop doing all those things. That was not my case. This is really so intrinsically a part of my life and my work and my family and everything, and so it just felt natural that, you know, I continued up into a point where I was facilitating retreats with people probably about into my third trimester. And then at that point, I felt like I needed to step and kind of just really prepare for the birth, because ultimately working with ayahuasca was helping me to prepare for my own birth by being able to put myself into a state of being that was outside of time, outside of space, and outside of anything that was identifiable with myself. Because if you speak with any mother, essentially that's what that space is that you enter into. And some women use the term the birth labyrinth. And it really is that, where there's no one that's journeying with you. It's just you and the baby that is inside of you, that you're working together through this process, this absolutely miraculous and sacred process where a woman opens up so wide that she becomes this kind of channel or bridge between heaven and earth, these two different planes, and in that sacred space, that babe is making its way through the birth canal and onto this physical plane. And so working through meditation and through yoga and through breath work and my work with ayahuasca helped me by giving me glimpses of that state. And when I was in that state of no time, no space, beingness, I knew that that was the space that I needed to find and enter into when I was getting prepared to birth Nahal. So I was really gearing myself up for that. And although I had a lot of tools with me, I had a lot of different, I had a playlist and I had aromatherapy and, all kinds of different things, none of that stuff mattered at all. I mean, you're not even really present to this reality. It's just you in that very sacred labyrinthine space, finding your way in, finding your way out. And there's no map, there's no protocol, there's no technique that can show you how to do this. You got to do it on your own and figure out what your own inner map looks like and follow it. And so I did find it very helpful to utilize these practices of working with ayahuasca, yoga, and meditation in order to be able to do that for myself. I don't know if I'd necessarily go around recommending that to other people, and up until now I haven't even really spoken about this with anyone else. But I feel like, sharing my truth, and that is what worked for me. But every one of us is so very different, and I just feel by taking time and whatever kinds of practices it is that resonate with each person, taking the time to create spaciousness in one's life. And obviously it starts with, scheduling and just not having activity upon activity and project upon project piled on top of each other, where we don't even have time to relax, breathe, and enjoy the fruits of our labor of one thing before we start something else, and recuperate and recalibrate before we begin something else. I think it's really important to develop that kind of spaciousness in one's life, in one's mind, in one's mindfulness practice, in one's day-to-day activities. So whatever it is that can help you to do that, whether it's spending time reconnecting with nature, or if it is working with these plant medicines in a discerning and responsible way, working with other kinds of phytotherapy, be it flower essences or spagyrics or elixirs or aromatherapy or different kinds of plant medicines that are available to us now, yoga, all kinds of meditation techniques, qigong, all kinds of different practices, whatever it is, to be able to find and really cultivate that spaciousness in your being, for me, is the number one tool in being able to manage birth in a beautiful way, and to also being able to show up day in and day out again as a parent and as a mother, as present as possible with my child.